Chapter 11 Red Moon Tavern, the world's largest duel arena. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Half an hour later, Su Xian followed Grandma Lin to the largest duel venue in Qingzhou City, the Red Moon Tavern. The memory of the Red Moon Tavern came to mind. Red Moon Tavern is the largest chain of fighting venues in the world. It has branches in all cities in the world. Whether it is a super big city like Longdu or a remote town like Qingzhou City, the Red Moon Tavern is indispensable. The most noteworthy thing is that the proprietress behind the Red Moon Tavern is not a human, but an elf, the beginning of the collision of two worlds. The elves were the first group to enter the Blue Star world through the gap in the world wall, but they did not carry out any aggression, but instead lived in friendship with humans. He even taught humans fighting skills and intermarried with humans. Countries around the world were able to stabilize their positions and launch counterattacks in a short period of time to regain lost territories, and the elves were indispensable. This is one of the reasons why Red Moon Taverns can be found all over the world. The Red Moon Tavern in Qingzhou City has 3 floors. The ground floor is a real tavern for everyone to have fun and entertain themselves. The 2 underground floors are fighting arenas. Su Xian and his party walked into the underground fighting arena, attracting many people's attention. Most of their eyes were focused on Li Xiaoli. The little loli's appearance of carrying a sledgehammer was really too strange. Li Xiaoli is not ashamed and has shown the potential to be a great social person since he was a child. With pride on his face, he walked at the front with his head held high. Waiter. Su Xian waved to the waiter in the tavern, took out a few big bills. Open a star-studded fighting ring, thank you. Okay, brother. A wealthy boss like Su Xian is the most popular, and the waiters are very efficient, and a star-studded fighting ring is immediately opened for them. Su Xian's hands were itching unbearably and he was eager to try. Teacher, I'll lend you my hammer. Li Xiaoli took off his sledgehammer, gave it to Su Xian, and said seriously, Teacher, you must not show mercy later. The housekeeper is very powerful. The housekeeper standing next to Grandma Lin's face twitched. What bad thoughts can a child have? I just hope that my teacher will beat up the outsider. It was a wrong payment after all. Mr. Su, come on stage. The butler took the lead on the fighting stage, looking somewhat unconvinced. He also wanted to see what Su Xian was capable of, allowing his young lady to turn her elbows away so quickly. Su Xian nodded and walked onto the fighting stage carrying a sledgehammer. Do you need me to limit my realm? The housekeeper is at the middle level of the starry realm, while Su Xian is only at the elementary level of the golden realm, which is a big gap. If it were a normal game, Su Xian might not have any chance of winning, and the steward didn't want to win in this way. He was about to use the restriction circle of the fighting arena to lower his level to the same level as Su Xian, but Su Xian stopped him. No need to limit it. Su Xian grinned. That kind of duel would be too boring. Off stage, Grandma Lin squinted her eyes, as if she wanted to take in Su Xian's whole body. The primary level of the Golden Realm versus the intermediate level of the Starry Realm. Where did Su Xian get his confidence? The competition begins. The voice of the electronic referee in the fighting ring sounded. Su Xian took the lead in attacking, stepping forward and slamming down the sledgehammer. The butler did not move, but stood on the spot, holding a big sword in both hands to block, ready to explore the reality to see if Su Xian was in the real Golden Realm or a fake Golden Realm. Bang! Weapons clash. The butler frowned. The blow just now was at the ordinary level of the elementary level of the Golden Realm at best. An attack of this level was not worthy of Su Xian's arrogance. Come again. He did not counterattack and still stood where he was. If Su Xian's power was nothing more than this, he would be very disappointed. Su Xian was not polite either. Bang! The second hammer hit. The butler's expression changed slightly. He could feel that the power of the second hammer was obviously stronger, but it was not enough. While he was thinking, the sledgehammer spun around in the air and fell again. Bang! On the third blow, a slight shock and pain came from the butler's arm. Grandma Lin in the audience also noticed the strangeness of Su Xian's technique. She could clearly feel that Su Xian's power was getting stronger with each strike. If he continued to superimpose it, it would not be impossible to defeat the butler by leapfrogging. The housekeeper also realized something was wrong. When the third hammer fell, he finally launched a counterattack. Brush! Brush! In an instant, the giant sword in the butler's hand slashed twice in a row, and the sword energy was overwhelming, trying to force Su Xian back. What is used is one of the basic skills of the swordsman, cross-slash. Su Xian's pressure doubled. After all, the gap between realms is there, and the butler's casual blow is more powerful than him. He must maintain the best condition to prevent the random cloak hammer technique from being cracked. Roar. He no longer hid, and used the momentum he had just accumulated to use the mighty Tianlong. That's it. Lin Weiwei screamed in the audience. Grandma Lin was even more shocked. How could a powerful warrior use qi so skillfully? The housekeeper never thought that Su Xian had such a skill. Unprepared, his ears were ringing due to the shock, and his reaction was slowed down by half a beat. Taking this opportunity, Su Xian didn't hold back any more and used all his strength to hit 3 times in a row. Bang! 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 When the butler was confused, he could only raise his heavy sword to block. He was hit hard and retreated repeatedly, but he did not panic. He had already seen Su Xian's path. As long as he is given a chance to counterattack, he will definitely be able to defeat Su Xian with thunderous power. He knows. Su Xian knew the same. Now Su Xian just wanted to fight hard and not give the housekeeper a chance to fight back. Bang! Another hammer fell. When the hammer hit the big sword, lightning shot out, and the lightning instantly enveloped Su Xian and the housekeeper. Grandma Lin in the audience was completely stunned. Su Xian's performance was incredible. Not only did the heavy-armored warrior use the spirit of momentum to attack, but he could also mobilize a large amount of lightning elements. He practiced 3 directions at the same time, and used them so skillfully. Genius. A real genius. On the stage, the battle has entered a white-hot stage. Under the lightning, every cell of Su Xian was stimulated, and his strength rose steadily. The housekeeper only felt paralyzed all over his body, making him unable to use his strength, and every time Su Xian hit the hammer, a large amount of thunder would be poured into his body, making him miserable. 1 hammer. Another hammer. When Su Xian swung the 24th hammer, the housekeeper could no longer bear the huge force of the hammer, and suddenly spurted out a mouthful of blood and flew backwards. At this point, the winner was decided. Yeah. Teacher won. Li Xiaoli jumped up, ran onto the stage quickly, and circled around Su Xian happily. Mr. Su is amazing, I admire you. Grandma Lin also came on stage to congratulate, with only respect in her eyes. Throughout the whole battle, Su Xian, who was at the beginning of the Golden Realm, suppressed the housekeeper, who was at the middle level of the Starry Realm, without any ability to fight back. The housekeeper did underestimate the enemy and did not use a killing move at the beginning, but the fundamental reason was that Su Xian's ability to seize opportunities was too strong, and he could infinitely expand a tiny advantage until the end of the battle. In addition, Su Xian possessed a mysterious and unpredictable martial arts, which made it difficult to defend against. All these combined together, Su Xian could win. If someone else came, I'm afraid he would have lost long ago. No matter from which angle, Su Xian is a person worthy of their family's friendship. Now it seems that Xiaoli is right. It is Xiaoli's luck to be Su Xian's student. Grandma, can I follow the teacher now? The teacher won, and Li Xiaoli also became tough. Of course. Grandma Lin touched her granddaughter's head, looked at Su Xian again, and handed over a bank card. Mr. Su, I may have to trouble you to teach Xiaoli more in the future. This is Xiaoli's tuition, please don't refuse. Xiaoli is my student, I will definitely do my best to teach her well. Su Xian accepted generously. He would teach Xiaoli well without others telling him to, and he counted on a few little guys to support him in his old age. Then we won't bother you. The purpose was achieved, and Grandma Lin left. When she walked to the door, she seemed to remember something again, turned her head and said. Mr. Su, in a few days, when the monsters attack the city, Xiaoli's mother will come to Qingzhou City. I will bring her to meet you then. Su Xian was caught off guard. He just realized that he was of the same generation as Xiaoli's titled mother. Isn't this a super generation increase? Chapter 12. On the eve of the monster attack, Zhang Mu made rapid progress. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the next few days, Su Xian went to get off work as usual. There were many students coming and going in the secret realm, but none of them satisfied him. during this period, Li Xiaoli would learn the hammer method from him when she had time. Li Xiaoli was talented and worked hard. She became more and more proficient in the use of the hammer method. She could even use light weapons instead of heavy hammers to perform the first few moves of the chaotic cloak hammer method, but after all, she was too young and her body was not fully developed. The more she learned, the more she could not withstand the terrifying backlash. Su Xian did not dare to teach her completely. A week passed. On Friday night, Su Xian finally saw Zhang Mu again. The latter ran to the office panting with large and small bags. "Master, I'm back. Are you still eating? I brought you food, which I just bought at Zhuangyuan building." As he said, he opened the boxes one by one, all of which were meat dishes with high nutritional value. Su Xian could see at a glance that these ingredients were quite spiritual and valuable. I'm afraid Zhang Mu couldn't even afford to buy them with a year's living expenses. He wanted to say it was a waste, but when he saw Zhang Mu's eager eyes, he didn't say anything, just nodded slightly and said, "Sit down and eat together." "Thank you, master." After Su Xian agreed, Zhang Mu dared to sit down, but he didn't move his chopsticks, waiting for Su Xian to eat first. "How is your physical training going?" Su Xian asked casually while eating. Zhang Mu immediately sat up straight and replied seriously, "Master, in addition to attending classes and working part-time this week, I have been practicing the physical training you taught me all the time, and I dare not slack off at all." "That's good." Su Xian glanced at him and took out a bank card. "There is some money in it. You can use it to buy some medicinal herbs to temper your body, which can help you improve faster. Don't go to work part-time in the future. You can't make much money and it affects your practice." "Master, Zhang Mu's eyes were red. "Take it." Su Xian threw the card directly to Zhang Mu and told him, "Practice hard and don't let me down." "Ding, you gave your disciple Zhang Mu 300,000 blue star coins. Congratulations on triggering a 200-fold critical return and getting 60 million blue star coins." The system prompt sounded in Su Xian's mind. Sure enough, giving money to disciples can also be returned. Su Xian took out another gift box and handed it to Zhang Mu, "And this, you also keep it." The gift box contained a pair of rare quality shoes. The weapons and equipment on the Blue Star continent are also divided into 6 levels: ordinary, fine, rare, epic, legendary, mythical. This pair of rare quality shoes was given to Su Xian by Grandma Lin last week. After wearing it, you can be as light as a swallow, improve your body flexibility and movement speed, suitable for any profession. It is definitely a luxury to have a rare quality equipment below the Silver Moon realm, but Su Xian doesn't care at all, because "Ding, you have given your disciple Zhang Mu a rare quality equipment, light feather boots. Congratulations on triggering 100 times the critical strike return and obtaining the epic equipment, wind boots." Su Xian's mind moved, and the information about wind boots emerged. Wind boots, epic quality. After wearing it, you can walk with the wind, greatly increasing the movement speed. Evaluation: can't I beat you? Can't I run? Good stuff. What Su Xian needs now is this kind of equipment that gives him a chance to deal with the strong. Go back and get a set of all epic quality. If the realm can't be compared, then crush the equipment. At this time, Zhang Mu was still moved, clenching his fists tightly. Since his parents passed away, no one has ever been so good to him. Meeting the master is the greatest luck in his life. Try it on. Su Xian pointed to the light feather boots on the table. Zhang Mu shook his head. "Master, this is too expensive, I can't take it." "Take it if I tell you to," Su Xian said calmly. "Do you think your master will lack these things?" As he said that, he took out the epic quality wind boots he had just obtained from the system space. Zhang Mu was stunned. Although he had never seen epic quality equipment, he had learned in textbooks that epic quality equipment would have a purple mark left when the equipment was enchanted. The richer the purple mark, the higher the quality of the equipment. The purple mark on the pair of shoes that the master took out was already shining, and it was obviously the best in the epic. So the master is so arrogant? "Thank you, master." After thinking it through, Zhang Mu did not refuse again, but secretly vowed in his heart that when he became rich in the future, he must repay the master and provide for his old age. The monster siege will come soon. Don't follow the school. Follow me. Su Xian sighed, your realm is still too low. You need to work hard to cultivate. If you continue like this, your junior sister will soon surpass you. Junior sister, Zhang Mu was stunned, and his sense of crisis increased instantly. I accepted another student a few days ago. He is 10 years old and is already at the initial bronze level. If you don't want to be overtaken by your junior sister, then work harder and don't embarrass yourself. Su Xian deliberately provoked. Zhang Mu was obviously shocked. A 10-year-old bronze warrior. The first in our school is only at the middle silver level. That's why you have to work harder. Su Xian was not afraid of hitting Zhang Mu. Sometimes the gap in family and genetic resources cannot be made up for even if people work hard for a lifetime, but you are my disciple, you have this opportunity. Yes, master. Zhang Mu was not frightened by the reality, but became more determined. Su Xian also knew that Zhang Mu was tough and far superior to his peers, so he kept stimulating him and stimulating his potential. Teacher, let me enter the secret realm to train. Zhang Mu understood the master's good intentions and did not want to disappoint the master's expectations. Yes. Su Xian nodded, opened the secret realm, and sent Zhang Mu into it. This time Zhang Mu chose the nightmare difficulty of the cat demon swamp dungeon. You can see, although Zhang Mu is only at the peak of the bronze realm, his strength has been significantly improved, both in terms of body flexibility and power burst. Previously, Zhang Mu could not pass the thunder ruins alone, now he can venture into the cat demon swamp, which is one level more difficult. Even if his attack power is a little weaker, he can use his skills and his own speed advantage to drag the Lord Creature's secret curse cat demon to death. After passing the level, Zhang Mu only rested for a few minutes before breaking into the secret realm again. Su Xian was very pleased. Experience energy continued to flow into the body. Although it grew very slowly, the joy of leveling up while lying down was refreshing. Once, again, and again, Zhang Mu was like an old cow who never tired, going in and out of the secret realm. After countless fights, he was sweating profusely, but he never complained. It was not until the secret realm was closed that Zhang Mu fell asleep reluctantly. Woo woo woo. When he woke up again, it was to a burst of urgent alarms. Su Xian sat up suddenly and looked towards the direction of the outer city. The monsters are finally attacking the city. Chapter 13. Why don't I have such a good master? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Woo woo woo. Woo woo woo. The rapid alarm sounded throughout the city. At the moment the alarm was heard, except for a few special positions and strong people who looked down on the leveling experience, the civilians were running out of the city. Monsters attack the city, no fee, can explode equipment, kill it as a profit. Su Xian was also rushing out of the city with Zhang Mu. When they walked to the high city wall, they could see the magnificent scenery outside the city. Endless monsters rushed towards the city from the wilderness, like a tide, wave after wave, endless. The people in the city also rushed out with weapons. The outer city defense line is the battlefield where the two sides fought. Everyone in the Blue Star world is a soldier. Only a few people are afraid of death. More people are afraid of not being able to keep up with the realm and can only curl up under the protection of others for their whole lives. Kill. That the war was about to break out. The roar was deafening, blood was flowing everywhere, and soon the entire outer city defense line was dyed red. Are you afraid? Su Xian looked at Zhang Mu. No. Zhang Mu's eyes were firm, without any fear. He smiled and said, I'm only afraid of embarrassing my master, being caught up by my junior sister, and not being able to catch up with everyone. Follow me. Su Xian said no more, and took Zhang Mu to the outer city defense line at a rapid speed. The two were very fast. Soon, they attracted the attention of other people, who all looked at the shoes worn by the master and apprentice with envy. Bronze Realm wears rare quality shoes. An old man couldn't help but complain, looking at Su Xian dryly. Master, are you still accepting disciples? I kowtow to you. You. No. Su Xian replied ruthlessly, speeding up to get rid of the passerby. Arrived at the outer city defense line, seeing the dense monsters pouring in from the wilderness, even Su Xian felt a little numb. if it weren't for the human race strongmen who stopped those more powerful monsters, I'm afraid Qingzhou City would fall in an instant. Kill. Zhang Mu was the first to kill. After he broke into the secret realm several times in a row yesterday, he was only one step away from breaking through. His momentum was still at its peak, and he rushed directly into the group of monsters. Su Xian was not in a hurry to take action, he was not interested in paying attention to these monsters. The higher the realm, the harder it was. Even if the system returned multiples to kill the monsters, it was still a drop in the bucket. His eyes swept through the group of monsters. The monsters that broke into the defense line were all monsters below the star level. Bronze-level monsters accounted for more than 90%, and silver-level monsters accounted for 90% of the remaining 10%. There were only a few gold-level monsters. His hunting target could not be too far away. If it was a little further away, it would be locked by other gold-level monsters. There was an unwritten rule in the monster siege: whoever locked the monster first, others could not grab it, unless the locker took the initiative to ask for help. If there was a violation, the violator would surely arouse public anger and be beaten up. Su Xian waited for more than 10 minutes and finally saw a gold-level monster, a common creature in the dark cemetery dungeon, a red zombie. He tapped the ground with his toes, and flew out like an arrow. Puff. With just one kick, the red zombie was shattered by Su Xian. Unable to move, Su Xian's powerful strength instantly attracted the attention of the people around him. What's going on? A gold-level red zombie was subdued by one kick. Then, everyone saw the purple glowing enchantment symbol. Fuck, epic quality equipment. This kind of rich man is still trying to snatch monsters from us. How inhumane. Is this guy here to show off or to kill monsters? That the crowd was envious and jealous. They speculated about Su Xian's background. Even the governor of Qingzhou City only had one piece of epic quality equipment. Zhang Mu. Su Xian stood on the red zombie's head and shouted to a distance, "Come and finish the job." Finish the job? That everyone was confused. What does this guy mean? He didn't kill the gold-level monster himself, but asked his bronze-level apprentice to finish the job. Why don't I have such a good master? Same world, different masters. I'm so envious. I admit I'm jealous. Master, go catch a few gold-level monsters to replenish my body. If you want me to die, just say it. There were many masters who brought their apprentices to fight monsters. Su Xian's trick put a lot of pressure on other masters. Zhang Mu stood there in a daze. He could feel the countless envious eyes around him. Tears rolled in his eyes. Since his parents passed away, he could only envy other people's parents for giving their children the best. He had never had a moment like this, envied by everyone. Su Xian held his forehead, pretending to be too much, and the pressure came up, and this stupid apprentice was still there. He didn't want to do this either, but it was too slow to break through the realm by killing alone, and he had to rely on his apprentice. After being moved for a while, Zhang Mu finally rushed over and smashed the red zombie's head with a punch. Ding! Your disciple Zhang Mu surpassed his level and killed a red zombie, gaining a lot of experience points. Your disciple completed the first breakthrough and was promoted to the Silver Realm. Congratulations on triggering a 2000-fold critical strike. Your realm has been greatly improved. Congratulations on breaking through to the middle stage of the Gold Realm. Relaxed. Su Xian felt refreshed and continued to look for new gold-level monsters among the monsters. Zhang Mu was promoted to the Silver Realm, and he also had the rare quality light feather boots, so he could protect himself among the monsters without him having to distract himself to protect him. Corpse Snatcher. Zombie King. Just then, several exclamations came from not far away. It turned out to be the Lord Creature of the Dark Cemetery, the Corpse Snatcher, who broke in. Let's go together. Several Gold Realm warriors surrounded him together, and in the distance there were Gold Realm shooters and mages providing fire suppression. Facing the Corpse Snatcher, they dared not underestimate him at all. As for who can get the energy experience points in the Corpse Snatcher's body, it depends on who is lucky. The Corpse Snatcher has a hard body and has many skills such as freezing, weakening, and summoning zombies. Its strength is stronger than many monsters in the intermediate secret realm. Several gold realms besieged it and fought very hard. After taking a look, Su Xian did not rush over. In this situation of too many monks and too little meat, it is better to kill a few weaker gold-level monsters. if these people can't take it down, he will go back to solve it. While everyone was attracted by the corpse snatcher, he found a few more gold-level monsters to help Zhang Mu finish off, but after killing the 5th gold-level monster, an accident occurred. Zhang Mu suddenly began to sweat all over his body. His steps became weak, his breath was sometimes strong and sometimes weak, and his skin looked a little dark red. This is a sign of unstable realm. Su Xian frowned. He found that he thought too smoothly. The human body has an upper limit to its endurance, unlike him who has a system blessing and can easily eliminate side effects. Continuously absorbing the experience energy of gold-level monsters has made Zhang Mu's body overwhelmed. If he continues, it will definitely affect Zhang Mu's foundation. He can only give up temporarily. This made him understand a truth: even if he can't catch a sheep to fleece, he still has to accept a few more apprentices, but it's meaningless to accept those who are not talented. They can't keep up with his pace and are of no help to him. Su Xian's eyes turned to the ferocious corpse stealer. He was very unhappy now, and he had to vent his anger on this ghost thing. Chapter 14. The corpse snatcher appears and the equipment explodes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qingzhou City, North Watchtower. Governor Qinghu stood on the observation deck, looking at the surging monsters on the outer city's defense line. He seemed calm, but he didn't dare to slack off in his heart. The previous governor of Qingzhou City was dismissed because of his negligence, which caused monsters to rush into the city. He finally climbed to this position and didn't want to fall. Green Tiger. At this moment, a misty voice came. In front of Qinghu, an extra woman appeared at some point. Looking at the woman's back, Qinghu broke into a cold sweat and bowed. My subordinate Qinghu has met Shui Yueho. Standing in front of him was the legendary figure from Qingzhou City, the famous Valkyrie, Shui Yueho Lin Suiying. I am here for no official business, so there is no need to be polite. Lin Suiying looked ahead, her eyes scanning as if searching for something. Qinghu breathed a sigh of relief. It's fine if it's not official business. If a powerful man at the feudal level comes here just for official business, I'm afraid there won't be much good news for him. He knew that Shu Yuhu's daughter had recently returned to Qingzhou City to stay temporarily. Shu Yuhu's visit this time should be to take his daughter back to the royal city to go to school. Marquis Shueiyue didn't speak, and Qinghu didn't dare to move. He only dared to stand one step behind Marquis Shueiyue, waiting for orders. Suddenly, Marquis Shueiyue spoke. She raised her right hand and pointed to a certain place on the outer city battlefield. That person, show me his information. Qinghu followed the direction pointed by Marquis Shueiyue and looked at the battlefield not far away. There, a young man actually suppressed the lord-level biological corpse stealer in the dark cemetery with his bare hands. He had just noticed the appearance of the body snatcher. 7 or 8 Golden Realm warriors, mages, and archers besieged it, but they couldn't take down the monster. Why was he subdued by a young man in the blink of an eye? When did their Qingzhou City produce such a genius? Qinghu immediately activated Qingzhou City's Sky Eye system, locked onto this person's face, found out the information about this person, and handed it to Shui Yueho respectfully. Su Xian, 25 years old, Silver Realm shooter. Looking at the information in his hand, Shui Yueho frowned slightly and handed the information back to Qinghu. Do you think this information is accurate? Qinghu was so frightened that his body trembled. Marquis Shueiyue, please forgive me, but it is the Qingzhou governor's fault for not updating the information in time. Please punish me, Marquis Shueiyue. Just when Qinghu thought he was going to be punished, he heard Shui Yueho chuckle. Don't be so afraid of me, I just think this young man is very interesting. The words have not yet fallen. Shui Yueho has disappeared. Qinghu's anxious heart was relieved, and he was beating so hard that he almost had a myocardial infarction when he was talking to a big shot. It seems that Marquis Shueiyue is really just here to pick up his daughter. Qinghu looked at Su Xian on the battlefield again. That guy can actually get the attention of Marquis Shueiyue. His talent is pretty good. Why don't you turn around and accept him as a disciple? That he thought the idea was great. Although Su Xian has good talents, he is only in the Golden Realm after all. He is the governor of Qingzhou City and a strong man in the Yari realm. He is more than enough to be Su Xian's teacher. When the monster siege was over, he went to find Su Xian, in the outer city battlefield. the monster siege battle is still continuing. Su Xian has become the focus of the audience after easily killing the Lord's biological corpse stealer. The corpse thief's aura dissipated. On his body, a purple light lit up. The equipment exploded. There were exclamations from the crowd. Killing monsters and exploding equipment is a saying in the game, and now it has become a reality. Those monsters that pour into the Blue Star world from the game world carry more or less equipment and materials that humans need. The higher the level of the monster, the higher the chance of good things exploding. Su Xian lowered his head and picked up the purple light ball. The purple light dissipated, revealing the contents inside, which were a bottle of potion and 2 scrolls. Advanced Qi and Blood Potion. There are also 2 low-level pet contracts. Someone recognized him immediately. Advanced Qi and Blood Potion, used to quickly restore Qi and blood. Used by people below Yaori level to immediately restore one's own Qi and blood to peak state. It is made by diluting the fountain of life of the elves. Low-level pet contract. After use, you can sign a master-servant contract with a gold level or lower spirit beast. The pet's level cannot be higher than the user's level. Good stuff. There were envious looks from all around. For people below Yaori level, a bottle of high-level Qi and blood potion was equivalent to 1 more life. A pet contract can bind a spiritual beast that will always be loyal to you, which is an absolute help. The corpse thief, a lord creature worthy of being at the pinnacle of gold level, can actually explode so many good things. Everyone was envious and wanted a piece of the pie, but Su Xianshen and they had made an agreement before the battle. Whoever killed the corpse thief in the end would get everything. Everyone thinks they can be the one to have it all. Unfortunately, their luck was still a bit bad. Everyone dispersed, preparing to find the target again. Everyone, wait a minute. At this moment, a man squeezed out from the crowd on the left and stopped the people who were scattered. Those who surrounded and killed all deserved credit. Even if they were not the last kills, they should distribute the spoils. This man will not give you anything. Treat you like beggars. Su Xian looked at the person coming. This man was 2 meters tall, holding a knife in one hand and a shield in the other. He looked fierce and stared at Su Xian menacingly. Greedy is enough to swallow an elephant. How can you tolerate your conscience when you take so many things by yourself? What I killed belongs to me. What right do you have to say? Su Xian was not tolerant at all, and retorted, on the contrary, you did not participate in the siege, but deliberately instigated discord and deliberately provoked internal disputes during the monster siege. Do you know what crime is? The big man sneered, justice is in the hearts of the people, I just can't stand your behavior. Under his deliberate incitement, other Seegers also showed hostile eyes to Su Xian. They knew that it was shameful to do so, but they were indeed coveting the treasures that Su Xian got. Someone fanned the flames, and they didn't mind adding a handful of firewood. Faced with the hatred of the crowd, Su Xian didn't care. He sneered, staring at the big man with a tiger's eyes. Is it you who can't stand it? Or your master can't stand it? After this, the big man's face changed slightly. I don't know what you are talking about, I just feel chilling for other Seegers. If everyone is as selfish as you, who will be willing to participate in the siege in the future? If you see a powerful monster, just put it into the city. The big man stood on the moral high ground. As a person who did not participate in the siege, he criticized Su Xian with the sharpest language. Su Xian suspected that this guy was deliberately targeting him. Most likely, he was sent by Huangjue to disgust him. You have a point. Su Xian smiled and walked slowly to the big man. From now on, my disciples and I will follow you. No matter how much effort I put in, you have to give me half of what you get. If you do it, I will take out what I just got and share it with others. If you can't do it, I will definitely burn you after the monster siege is over. I want to see if people like you will be a handful of ashes or relics shining with holy light after burning. Chapter 15 High-multiplier Critical Strike, Marrow Cleansing Potion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The big man was stunned. He was just working for someone else, and wanted to use this opportunity to push Su Xian into the public opinion wave and disgust Su Xian with the help of others, but he didn't expect Su Xian to use his strength to squeeze him in return. The monster siege war only happens once every 1 or 2 months. It is a good opportunity to level up and grab treasures. If he is entangled by Su Xian, he will lose a lot. How is it? Speak. Su Xian looked at him coldly, and a strong pressure spread from his body. No one expected Su Xian to be so strong. Humph, the big man snorted coldly, not daring to look directly into Su Xian's eyes, and could only look around and curse. You bunch of cowards, you don't know how to cherish when someone helps you out, you deserve not to get what should belong to you, you can play with it, I'm leaving. The big man didn't dare to offend Su Xian, so he could only scold others and leave in disgrace. Su Xian watched the other party leave, but didn't do anything. Any attack on one's own side in the Monster Siege War will be regarded as rebellion. Once the fight starts, even if Su Xian is right, he will be the wrong party. After the big man left, Su Xian called Zhang Mu. He handed him the qi and blood potion he had obtained before. Drink it. Su Xian himself did not need this kind of potion, but Zhang Mu would find it very useful. With Zhang Mu's realm, this bottle of high-level qi and blood potion can be used more than 10 times, it can greatly speed up the efficiency of his monster killing and tempering. What Su Xian needs most now is efficiency. The efficiency of his disciples' leveling is the efficiency of his realm breaking. Su Xian casually threw a bottle of high-level qi and blood potion to Zhang Mu, and the onlookers were completely dumbfounded. What kind of good master is this? High-level qi and blood potion is given away casually. While they were envious and jealous, they saw Su Xian's pair of shiny epic-quality shoes. That's right, how could someone wearing epic-quality shoes care about a bottle of high-level qi and blood potion? But, it's too happy to be this disciple. If possible, let alone being a disciple, they would have no objection to being the son of this local tyrant. Ding, you have given your disciple Zhang Mu a bottle of high-level qi and blood potion. Congratulations on triggering an 8,000-fold critical strike. You have obtained a large bottle of top-grade pure marrow cleansing potion. Marrow cleansing potion, after taking it, it can achieve the effect of marrow cleansing and bone cutting. The higher the level, the more dosage is needed. It is made by fusion of the fountain of life of the elf clan and the forgotten river. Another good thing, Su Xian held back his laughter and took out the low-level pet contract again. Zhang Mu drank a sip of the high-level qi and blood potion, and his qi and blood were restored. He became lively and energetic. When he opened his eyes, he saw the low-level pet contract handed over by the master. Zhang Mu was about to cry. What great virtues did he accumulate in his previous life to become the master's disciple? Others say that masters will keep a hand. His own master gave all the good things to him. Whether it was a high-level qi and blood potion or a low-level pet contract, they were all things that he could not touch at all with his realm. In their school, there are no more than 3 students who have spirit pets. Zhang Mu never dreamed that he would become one of them. Ding, you have granted your disciple Zhang Mu a low-level spirit pet contract. Unfortunately, you did not trigger a critical hit this time, and you have obtained a low-level spirit pet contract. Huh. Hearing the system prompt, Su Xian was stunned for a moment. He knew that the system's highest return was 10,000 times, and the lowest was to break even, but he had never encountered a situation of breaking even, and this was the first time he encountered it. System, is the break-even triggered randomly or is there a certain mechanism? Su Xian asked with a thought. Report to the host. This system has a luck value accumulation mechanism. In addition to the initial luck value, your disciple will also accumulate a certain amount of luck when his realm is upgraded. The higher the luck value, the higher the upper limit of the reward multiplier fed back to you. When the luck value is completely consumed, the multiplier feedback mechanism will enter the cooling time, and you will only get the break-even reward. It turns out that there is such a mechanism. Su Xian understood, and asked again, then my luck value has been used up now? Report to the host, the system still has a certain amount of luck value for the time being. You didn't get a multiple return this time, it's just your bad luck. This system is committed to letting the host lie down and enjoy the old age. It won't enter the cooling state so easily, reducing the host's experience. Got it. Who hasn't been a non-African? It seems that Zhang Mu is too black. Go back and see if you can get some good things from Xiaoli. Su Xian came back to his senses, seeing Zhang Mu who was moved again. This silly apprentice was moved every day. This kind of personality will easily be deceived and have nothing left. As a man, you must understand the ultimate mystery of that move. Emotions will only affect the speed of upgrading. Zhang Mu, kill the monster. Su Xian reminded, and flashed into the monster group. For him, leveling up is not very meaningful, but the mastery of skills and secrets, and the proficiency in using weapons still need to be trained in actual combat. He moved freely among the monsters, looking for the stronger ones, and kept rushing outside the defense line. Outside the defense line was a battlefield above the star level. The battle there was very dangerous, and those below the star level would basically only become cannon fodder. However, Su Xian was skilled and daring, and he went upstream. With the blessing of epic quality shoes, even if a monster above the star level suddenly broke through the defense line, it would not be able to catch up with him. The closer you get to the outer defense line, the fewer human warriors there are, and the more powerful monsters there are. Just as Su Xian was about to kill to his heart's content, he saw a familiar figure from the corner of his eye. The other party also saw him. When enemies meet, they are particularly jealous, and both sides have murderous intent in their eyes. Su Xian turned and moved directly to that side. At this time, Huang Zhua and several gold realms were besieging a blue-winged dragon at the peak of the gold level. The blue-winged dragon does not belong to the novice secret realm, but is a creature in the intermediate secret realm Sky City. It has the ability to control a single element, and the blue-winged dragon controls the ice element. No. After getting closer, Su Xian found a clue. Although the blue-winged dragon is a creature that only exists in the intermediate secret realm, in terms of strength, it is definitely not as good as the Lord Creature Corpse Stealer of the Dark Cemetery. There is no need for so many people to besiege it. That blue-winged dragon should be a star level, but I don't know what means have temporarily suppressed its level. When he reacted, Huang Zhua and others who had besieged the blue-winged dragon suddenly dispersed, and the blue-winged dragon rushed towards him like crazy. Not only that, the blue-winged dragon's breath was also rising. It actually broke through the shackles of the gold level and stepped into the stars. Su Xian's mouth curled up a little. So these guys were waiting for him to come. But he was also waiting for Huang Zhua to come to him. Since Huang Zhua dug his own grave, he didn't mind giving him a coffin. Window_Tabula equals window_Tabula_Tabula.push mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, Tabula below article feed, placement, below article feed, target_type, mix. Chapter 16 Zhang Mu works so hard that his master is scared. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The blue-winged dragon rushed toward Su Xian violently. Su Xian didn't panic at all. He stepped on the ground with the soles of his feet and shot out like an arrow from a string. The strong wind gathered on his shoes and he walked on the wind. His speed exploded so fast that even the blue-winged dragon couldn't catch up. He rushed straight towards the direction Huang Zhua left. Su Xian wouldn't be afraid if he really had to fight a blue-winged dragon, but there was no need. Killing a blue-winged dragon at a higher level wouldn't improve him much, and it wasn't as much experience as Zhang Mu's feedback from killing a few golden monsters. Why is he so fast? The pupils of Huang Zhua and others who were running away in the distance shrank. Su Xian's speed was so fast that he was constantly closing the distance between them. His shoes are epic quality, one person said. Epic? Several people were silent. They really didn't know how fast the epic quality shoes could explode at full power. Poverty limits their imagination. The jealousy in Huang Zhua's eyes grew stronger. He must have some good stuff. I've seen his information and it's impossible for him to afford epic equipment given his family background. Maybe this guy got lucky and picked up some treasure left behind by a certain boss. If we kill him, those things will be ours. A subordinate hesitated and said, Master Huang, it's a monster siege now. Isn't it too risky? What are you afraid of? Huang Zhua patted his chest. Don't you know my identity yet? My dad has such a good relationship with the governor. As long as we don't do anything obvious, even if the Sky Eye system catches any clues, my dad can help us get through. Okay, just follow Huang Xiaochong. Young Master Huang, if you have some meat to eat, just give us a mouthful of soup. Damn, this guy is really arrogant, charging at so many of us by himself. Everyone was encouraged by Huang Zhua and became evil-minded. Whoosh. While they were talking, Su Xian had already rushed over, followed closely by the blue-winged dragon. Superior. Someone among Huang Zhua's group threw a large-scale smoke bomb, and the surrounding area was instantly plunged into fog. How brave! Su Xian sighed. Huang Zhua's move was a blatant attempt to kill him. No matter what happened in the area afterwards, the official people would definitely intervene in the investigation. Whoosh! In the smoke, a cold arrow shot towards him. Su Xian turned sideways and dodged easily. After practicing the great mighty heavenly dragon, Su Xian's perception of qi has become very acute. Under normal circumstances, it is impossible for gold-level attacks to hit him. The only threat to him in the area was the star-studded blue pterosaur. He estimated that this blue-winged dragon was not a secret creature at all, but was brought specifically by Huang Zhua and others to deal with him. Yes, thunder and lightning gathered in Su Xian's hand. He suddenly jumped up and slapped the blue-winged dragon's wings with one palm, and the surging power of thunder and lightning continued to pour into the body of the blue-winged dragon. Electrotherapy. Although he has not yet found a suitable disciple to pass on, Su Xian himself has already become proficient in it. Electrotherapy is also a secret technique. You can electrify yourself and stimulate your own strength. It can give the enemy whole body electrotherapy, exert a nerve paralysis effect, and also cure various drug addicts, after being hit by a random electric shock. The blue-winged dragon let out bursts of painful wails, roar. It opened its mouth and spat out broken ice in all directions. Huang Zhua and the others who were hidden in the smoke were forced out by the mouthful of broken ice and fled in all directions. Why is the blue-winged dragon crazy? Huang Zhua shook the ice-blue bracelet on his hand, trying to control the blue pterosaur, but it didn't work at all. He just wanted to escape. Ah! A scream came from the side. Aniu! He shouted, but no one responded. It was obvious that he had been poisoned. Ah! Before he could react, another scream sounded out. He knew that another companion was gone. Now he finally understood the feelings of those three subordinates. It was not that they were too weak, but that Su Xian was too strong. He was unwilling to give in. If he also has an epic piece of equipment, he can definitely kill Su Xian. Why does Su Xian have something that he doesn't even have? From childhood to adulthood, he has lived in a world where stars are all around him, everything goes as he wants, and he has never suffered any setbacks. Why should he lose to a person who is so lucky? Screams continued to sound all around. He felt death approaching. The cold iron touched his neck at some point. His shoes are wet. You're so useless. A cold voice sounded from behind. I thought you could cause me some trouble, but I didn't expect you were just a weakling who relied on your father for a living. At least your companions died standing. And you didn't even dare to resist. Su Xian's voice was calm. He overestimated Huang Zhua. This guy was just a coward who relied on family power to dominate and had no courage at all. He pinched Huang Zhua's neck and lifted him gently. Like those people, your heroic deeds will be praised. It is the only thing you have done in your life to bring honor to your father. You must remember in the next life that my name is Su Xian. As soon as he finished speaking, Su Xian's figure appeared in front of the blue-winged dragon. He released his grip on Huang Zhua's neck. Roar. The frantic blue-winged dragon spat out a mouthful of extremely cold ice again, and Huang Zhua, who had no ability to resist, was directly frozen into ice. Bang! The ice cube hit the ground hard, shattering into pieces. There was no wave in Su Xian's eyes. To him, Huang Zhua was not even a rival. It's just a small episode in life. When it jumps out, add some seasoning to it. It's over when it's over. There is no impact. The smoke gradually dissipated. Su Xian rushed out of the smoke and continued to wander around with the blue-winged dragon, waiting for the star-level strongman to deal with it. Under Su Xian's deliberate guidance, soon a star-level strongman noticed his situation and came to support him. Thank you. As soon as the star-level strongman came, Su Xian immediately ran away. Looking at Su Xian, who was much faster than himself, the star-level strongman fell into deep thought. Who is supporting whom? Are all the Golden Realms so powerful now? When he looked up again, Su Xian had disappeared. At this time, Su Xian had returned to the area near the inner defense line. When he came back, Zhang Mu was still fighting hard. A few hours later, Zhang Mu didn't rest for a while. He was very honest. When he was tired, he drank a sip of high-level blood and chi potion and continued to fight. The bottle of blood and chi potion that was originally enough for Zhang Mu to use more than 10 times had been drunk by half. Even Su Xian couldn't stand it anymore. He really wanted to lie down and retire quickly, but Zhang Mu's efforts made him feel that he was exploiting his apprentice, and he even felt a damn sense of guilt. Zhang Mu's performance made the capitalist cry. "Zhang Mu, don't fight anymore," Su Xian said earnestly. "You should also pay attention to the combination of work and rest when practicing." Su Xian, who was determined to pursue the pursuit of lying down and retiring, had to go against his heart and persuade Zhang Mu. "Disciple is not tired," Zhang Mu said seriously. "Please let the disciple continue to experience. I will definitely not let you down." Su Xian's face twitched. He was afraid that if he continued like this, before his apprentice came to take care of him in his old age, he had to send off the black-haired one as a white-haired man. This apprentice is really scary. Chapter 17. Someone wants to commit an insubordination. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The monster siege continues. Su Xian returned to the city first. As for Zhang Mu, he continued to kill monsters and refused to come back. If it were placed in the previous life, Zhang Mu would definitely be crowned the king of involution. So tired. Su Xian yawned and was about to go home and sleep. His eyes fell at the end of the corridor, but he saw a woman standing outside his door. The woman's appearance is extremely beautiful, with a pair of phoenix eyes, a noble temperament, a tall nose, and sexy red lips. Under her slender and white neck like a swan, there is an amazing and majestic mind. She was very tall, and the loose white dress could not hide her almost perfect figure, but instead added a hazy beauty. She stood there quietly, exuding an irresistible charm from the inside out. When Su Xian looked at her, she was also looking at Su Xian. In just a moment, Su Xian guessed the woman's identity. If her guess was correct, the person coming was the legendary Marquise Xuan, Li Xiaoli's title-level mother. "Hello, Mr. Su." Xuan spoke first. "I am Xiao Li's mother, Lin Suying." Su Xian has met Xuan. Lin Suying is humble, but Su Xian still abides by basic etiquette. According to the rules of the Blue Star world, he has to address Lin Suying as senior. He walked forward quickly, opened the door, invited Marquise Xuan to come in, and poured 2 cups of hot tea. Facing Su Xian's simple hut, Lin Suying did not dislike it. She sat down calmly, with a smile in her eyes, and every move she made was very elegant. "Mr. Su, I already understand that Xiaoli wants to be your disciple," Marquise Xuan said. "Her grandma always said that I should come and see for myself. I think the most important thing is what is suitable. Xiaoli likes Mr. Su very much, and the exercises you teach are also very suitable for Xiaoli." Su Xian smiled tacitly. "Really? I felt at first glance that Xiaoli and I were destined to be masters and disciples." There was a smile in Shu Yuhu's eyes. If Su Xian was really just an ordinary golden realm, she would certainly look down upon him, but at present, it seemed that Su Xian was either a one-in-a-million peerless genius, or he is a student of some hidden boss. Either one of the two identities is enough to become Xiao Li's teacher. Marquise Xuan was not from a powerful family, so she understood Su Xian better and was very optimistic about Su Xian. "Mr. Su, I came here this time to tell you something. You said. You also know that Xiaoli cannot stay in a small place like Qingzhou City for a long time. The main purpose of coming back this time is to take her to worship her ancestors and see her grandma. In a few days, I will take her back to Dinghai King City to go to school." Marquise Xuan asked, "Mr. Su, do you want to go to Dinghai King City with us? A small place like Qingzhou City is not suitable for you." "No." Su Xian decisively refused. He will definitely go to the royal city one day. Compared with other major royal cities, it is not an exaggeration to call Qingzhou City a remote place. The chance of finding good seedlings here is too small. Maybe I won't be able to find the 3rd child in my life, so Su Xian wants to go to the royal city, but the time will have to be postponed at least until the end of Zhang Mu's college entrance examination. As his great apprentice, he is too honest and will have to teach him for a while. On the contrary, Shaoli, who is already extremely talented and comes from a prominent family, does not need to worry at all. What a pity. Marquis Xueyue was a little disappointed. Then Mr. Su must come to the royal city to see the little carp if he has time. The little guy talks about you every day. Must. Su Xian nodded. Boom, boom, boom. While the two were chatting, there was a sudden knock on the door outside. Su Xian wondered what day it was today that so many people came to visit. He has no father, no mother, no relatives, and no friends in Qingzhou City. He only has a few connections with former colleagues. On weekdays, no one comes here until the door is ashes. He glanced at Xueyue. The latter smiled and said, "It doesn't matter." Marquis Xueyue didn't mind, and Su Xian had no worries anymore, so he walked over and opened the door. Standing outside the door was a man wearing Qingzhou City official uniform. "Are you Su Xian?" the man asked uncertainly. "It's me." "Su Xiandao, is something wrong?" The man handed Su Xian a gold sticker and said, "This is what the governor of Qingzhou City asked me to give to you." After saying that, the man turned and left. Su Xian looked confused. What's going on? He has no connection with Qinghu, the governor of Qingzhou City. Could it be because Huang Zhua died in the monster siege? With curiosity, Su Xian opened the gold post. After seeing the content of the post clearly, his expression gradually became weird. Is this actually a post to recruit a disciple? Qinghu wants to accept him as his disciple. What's wrong? Seeing Su Xian's strange expression, Xueyue asked. Su Xian smiled and handed Qinghu's apprenticeship notice to Xueyue. The latter's expression also changed, and his eyebrows were slightly frowned, somewhat dissatisfied. Because of Shaoli, she had already become friends with Su Xian, and if Qinghu wanted to accept Su Xian as his disciple, wouldn't it mean that he would be a generation older than himself? What a green tiger! Xueyue immediately took out his communicator and sent Qinghu the location. At this time, Qinghu was sitting quietly in the mansion, happily waiting for Su Xian to come to worship him as his teacher. Just then, the communicator lit up. Seeing the signal display on the communicator, Qinghu's body instantly tensed up. The location that Marquis Xueyue sent me? What's going on? He was confused, but when Xueyue summoned him, he did not dare to neglect at all, and immediately picked up the communicator and ran towards the location sent by Xueyue. Soon he came to the community where Su Xian lived. Looking at the very old community, Qinghu was even more confused. Why did Xueyue ask him to come here? Boom, boom, boom. With an anxious mood, Qinghu knocked lightly on the door 3 times. The door opened. Su Xian. Seeing that the person opening the door was Su Xian, Qinghu felt an ominous premonition in his heart. Su Xian smiled meaningfully. "Governor, please come in." Qinghu felt his scalp was numb, his heartbeat was accelerating, and his gaze shifted towards the room little by little. When he saw Xueyu's beautiful face, he was completely stunned. Damn it! Why did Xueyue appear at Su Xian's house? There were millions of thoughts intertwined in his mind instantly. Bold, timid, serious, improper. Finally, his thoughts merged into one, and he knew that Marquis Xueyue must have come to accept Su Xian as his disciple. Qinghu walked into the house anxiously, sat down away from Xueyue like a kitten, and said with a smile, "What a coincidence, Lord Xueyue, we meet again. I didn't expect that Su Xian was so talented that he would be valued by you. I originally wanted to accept Su Xian as my disciple, but now that Su Xian can become your disciple, that would be even better. With your guidance, his achievements in the future will be limitless. Congratulations." Cough. Marquis Xueyue coughed slightly. Qinghu immediately closed his mouth. The atmosphere was silent for a while, and then Marquis Xueyue spoke again. "Qinghu, I understand that you want to accept a disciple, but I still have to tell you one thing. Mr. Su is the teacher of my daughter Xiaoli." Qinghu. Su Xian is Li Xiaoli's master. Is Xueyue Li Xiaoli's mother? That. Qinghu thought of countless answers. This was the only answer he didn't expect. Chapter 18. Who do you think I am? Open the door for me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qinghu knew, from then on, Qingzhou City had another master named Su Xian, the teacher of Shueiyueho's only daughter. Can't afford to offend, this governor is too uncomfortable. Shueiyueho, Su. Mr. Su, I have something important to do, so I'll leave first. You guys can chat slowly. Qinghu felt like sitting on pins and needles, and didn't want to stay for a second. Go and get busy. Shueiyueho nodded gently. Qinghu ran away as if he had been pardoned. As soon as he stood up, there was a sudden noise downstairs. Everyone, hurry up. Surround this place and block all exits. What's going on? Qinghu was as big as an ox. He finally found a chance to escape, but someone came to cause trouble again, and it seemed that it was an official from Qingzhou City. He knew very well what style of work the group of people under him had, it's just that he usually turned a blind eye. As long as the trouble was not too excessive, he would not deliberately pursue it, but today is different. His heart was bleeding, and he prayed silently. Don't make trouble for me, Lord Shuyuhu is here. If things go wrong, the whole Qingzhou City will be reshuffled. However, things did not go as planned. He could feel that the group of stupid subordinates had already rushed upstairs. The noise was getting louder and louder, and it seemed to be coming this way. Fuck. 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 Qinghu's legs began to tremble. He could clearly feel that there were a group of idiots standing outside the door, and the eyes of Shuyuhu behind him were like a sharp knife cutting his back. Don't come over. Open the door. A cold voice sounded outside the door. General, this is not appropriate, right? The approval document from the governor's office has not come down. It is against the rules for us to rush in and arrest people rashly. It's okay to kill first and report later. Can the governor still block my approval document? The cold voice was very confident. Of course we know there is no problem, but we are afraid of leaving a handle. We will ask the people in the Archives Bureau to delete the surveillance records. What are you afraid of? Besides, no one will investigate a small Su Xian. If he is arrested, he will be arrested. The cold voice is still confident. Qinghu's face has turned black when he heard this slander. He slandered me. Superintendent. The outsider seemed to want to dissuade him. The cold voice shouted, Enough, break the door, who do you think I am? I am the governor of Ueshio district, the right-hand man of the governor. What are you afraid of? Qinghu wanted to kill people. You abused your power and broke into private houses, and you also put several big pots on my head. Bang. There was a bang, the door opened. Inside and outside the door, big eyes stared at small eyes. General. Governor, why are you here? Why am I here? Qinghu's face was as black as lacquer, and his eyes were full of murderous intent. I haven't asked you why you are here yet. Huang Bao, do you know what you are doing? You are breaking into a private house, breaking the law knowingly, abusing your power, and taking the lead in doing evil. Huang Bao found that the attitude of the governor today was wrong, and his heart was shocked. He glanced into the house and saw Su Xian sipping tea leisurely, and there was a very beautiful woman sitting next to him. It was the first time he saw such a beautiful woman, with a nearly perfect figure, exuding a unique feminine charm all over her body, elegant and generous without losing her charming style. What is the relationship between this woman and Su Xian? What is the relationship between the governor and Su Xian? You, all get out of here. Qinghu saw that Huang Bao's eyes dared to look around, and immediately shouted at the soldiers who followed him, and pointed at Huang Bao's nose. What are you doing here? Tell me the truth. I'm here to arrest people. Huang Bao's voice was much lower. Catch someone. Who are you going to catch? Me? Or Mr. Su? Qinghu was almost furious. Huang Bao didn't know how to adapt when he was about to die. Mr. Su? Huang Bao was stunned. Why did the governor respect Su Xian so much? Could Su Xian be a big shot? He was unwilling to accept that his son would die in vain. Get in and apologize to Mr. Su. Qinghu kicked Huang Bao in the stomach and asked him to roll into the house. Huang Bao was still in a daze, looking at Su Xian, who was smiling and drinking tea leisurely. He couldn't figure out why. Could it be because of the woman next to him? His mind was spinning rapidly. It is certain that this woman is not from Qingzhou City. If the woman is from Qingzhou City, he must know her because she is so beautiful. You still don't know your crime. Qinghu saw that Huang Bao was still peeking at Shueiyueho fearlessly, and he wanted to slap this guy's wooden head into the ground. Qinghu. Marquis Shueiyue finally spoke, take him away, convict him as you should, and don't disturb Mr. Su's peace. I will obey the order of Marquis Shueiyue. Qinghu responded respectfully, dragging Huang Bao out. If he continued to stay here, he might reveal some dirty secrets about him, Marquis Shueiyue. This name exploded in Huang Bao's mind like thunder from the plane. The woman just now turned out to be the world-famous Marquis Shueiyue Lin Suiying. He recalled the way Marquis Shueiyue and Su Xian were talking and laughing just now. It's over. It's all over. Not only did he fail to avenge his son, but he also fell into this trap. Just like he could find a reason to convict powerless civilians, Shueiyueho could also kill him with one sentence. Huang Bao was disheartened. He had indulged his son for 20 years, and used his power to settle countless troubles for his son. His hands were also stained with the blood of wronged people. Today, he finally reaped what he sowed, but he never thought that he would end up here with such an absurd ending. Qinghu grabbed Huang Bao and left. Shueiyueho asked with a smile, how did Mr. Su get involved with such a person? Su Xian roughly explained the matter. So that's the case, then Huang Bao also reaped what he sowed. Shueiyueho said calmly, there are too many examples of parents planting on their children, not only in Qingzhou City, but also in Longdu. Fortunately, our Xiaoli is very well behaved. Speaking of Li Xiaoli, both of them showed a touch of relief in their eyes. Su Xian asked, when will you take Xiaoli back to Dinghai King City? I have some gifts for her. Su Xian also had a low-level pet contract and a marrow cleansing potion in his hand. These things could bring him good returns, so they must not be wasted. If possible, he would take Xiaoli and Zhang Mu to the mall to see if he could get a set of epic equipment. If nothing goes wrong, we will set off in 3 days. Shueiyueho's family is big and he naturally doesn't care about gifts. As long as his daughter is happy, that's all. I still have a mission to complete, so I won't bother Mr. Su anymore. We'll meet again if we're lucky. After the words fell, Shueiyueho disappeared, only the faint fragrance remained in the air. Su Xian breathed a sigh of relief. Being in the same room with Shueiyueho always felt an inexplicable pressure. Even if Shueiyueho behaved very gently, he was a powerful marquis after all, and a beautiful woman who looked like a banished immortal. It was impossible for Su Xian to be calm. He looked into the distance. Dinghai King City. Perhaps the third disciple who is suitable for the electrotherapy method can only be found in a big city. Chapter 19. We are the Oxhorse Team. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The monster siege lasted for a day and a night and finally ended. In the morning when the beast tide receded, Zhang Mu came back, covered in wounds. After a day and a night of fighting, he had used up the bottle of high-level blood and chi potion, but unfortunately he still failed to break through from the initial silver level to the intermediate level. On the contrary, Su Xian had faint signs of a breakthrough. However, there are certain restrictions on the system return. The return multiple of the same type will become lower and lower within a specific time period, and the limited time period will be extended or shortened according to the preciousness of the returned items. At the beginning, when Zhang Mu killed monsters, he could bring a lot of experience energy to Su Xian. After continuous killing, the returned experience energy was very little. Teacher, I'm here. A soft and tender childish voice came from the door. Come in. The door was pushed open, and a little head with pigtails poked in. Her eyes fell on Zhang Mu, who was covered in scars. Teacher, is this the wooden-headed senior brother you mentioned? Zhang Mu. Su Xian, you kid, don't tell the truth in front of your senior brother. Shaoli, don't misinterpret what your master means. Su Xian knocked his head on Li Xiaoli's head. I'm not saying that your senior brother is stupid, but that he is down-to-earth and hard-working. You still need to learn a lot from your senior brother in this regard. I called you here today because I have a big gift for you. Su Xian took out the low-level spirit pet contract he had obtained before and handed it to Li Xiaoli. this spirit pet contract is yours, keep it. Ding, you gave your disciple Li Xiaoli a low-level spirit pet contract. Congratulations on triggering the 2000-fold critical strike return, and you have obtained a sun-level summoning scroll. Su Xian was stunned for a moment. Summoning scroll? Isn't that only available to the profession of summoner after the mage's job transfer? Does he have to find time to learn spells again? Wow! Spirit pet contract. Li Xiaoli was very happy. I have been asking my mother to buy it for me, but she refused. It is you, teacher, who is so good that you conquered my mother in one go. Ahem. Su Xian coughed and changed the subject. This is just the first small gift from the teacher to you. There will be a bigger surprise later. Come with me. Okay. Although Li Xiaoli has never had to worry about food and clothing since he was a child, he still maintains his curiosity about most things and lives like a happy fruit. Let's go, senior brother Mu. Li Xiaoli jumped and followed Su Xian, reminding Zhang Mu, who was still in a daze. Zhang Mu didn't dare to talk much with Li Xiaoli. He felt that he and Xiaoli were like people from two different worlds. He was anxious and worried that he would be caught up by the talented Xiaoli soon, and then he would be embarrassed. Brother Mu, why don't you say anything? On the way, Li Xiaoli had nowhere to vent, and kept chasing Zhang Mu, saying, do you think the teacher is scary, serious, and cold? Zhang Mu finally spoke, junior sister, we can't comment on the master casually, that's wrong. Oh, Xiaoli rolled his eyes. Isn't this senior brother too serious? After walking for a while, Zhang Mu suddenly asked, junior sister Xiaoli, I heard from the master that your mother is a titled strongman. Is it true? Yes. Li Xiaoli nodded, actually, there is nothing wrong with being a titled strongman. One day, I will definitely become a titled strongman. My title is Hammer King, brother Mu, what about you? What title do you want? Zhang Mu scratched his head, I haven't thought that far. Su Xian has been observing the two of them silently. He can see that Li Xiaoli has been shrouded in light from beginning to end. He is brave and confident, never afraid of the stage, and full of confidence in the future. Zhang Mu's eyes were filled with inferiority. Even though he had guided Zhang Mu, the impact of the gap in family background, growth environment, talent, etc. could not be changed in a short time. Li Xiaoli was like a spotlight that attracted everyone's attention, while Zhang Mu was just a passerby in the shadow outside the spotlight. If Zhang Mu wanted to overshadow Li Xiaoli, he still had a long way to go and a lot to pay, chatting all the way. They finally arrived at their destination. Mage Guild. Li Xiaoli looked at the plaque on the tall building and muttered, teacher, what are you bringing us here for? We are not mages. Follow me and you'll know. Su Xian stepped into the Mage Guild. The so-called Mage Guild is not set up specifically for mages, but there are some things that only mages can do. Its existence is more about providing convenient services for other professionals. Of course, there is a fee, and it is not cheap. Su Xian walked to the window and ordered 2 low-level pet contract activation services, which cost 20,000 blue star coins. Just to help you activate it, I have to charge 10,000 blue star coins each time. This is a magician. However, Su Xian no longer cares about this little money. For his subsequent expenses, 20,000 blue star coins are just the beginning. After ordering the service, Su Xian and his 2 apprentices waited in the room for a while. Not long after, an old lady pushed the door open. The old lady held an old staff and forced a smile. Good afternoon, free guests. I am the 108th magician. I am happy to serve you. Which guest needs to activate the spirit pet contract? Me. And me. Zhang Mu and Li Xiaoli took out their respective spirit pet contracts. 2 guests, please press a drop of blood on this part of the contract. Mage number 108 gently guided. Use my blood, Li Xiaoli asked seriously. Fortunately, the mage had professional qualities and did not complain. Yes, little guests, the spirit pet is guided by the owner's blood. The 2 nodded and pressed the drop of blood on the pet contract. Focus your mind, what type of spirit pet do you want? The mage continued to guide. I want a mare. Then I want a cow. As the mage chanted the spell, red and white light bloomed on the contract, the light dissipated, a pink pony appeared in the room, and a unicorn with fire all over its body. A low-level bronze pet, bubble horse, has a growth limit of the peak of the star level. A low-level silver pet, flame bull, has a growth limit of the peak of the star level. You two guests are lucky. Mage number 108 put on a professional smile and left the room. Guests, if you are satisfied with this service, remember to give a 5-star praise. I am Mage number 108. You can find me if you need service in the future. I wish you a happy life and smooth cultivation. Goodbye. Yeah. Li Xiaoli shouted happily, finally, I have a pet, pink bubble mare. I will take good care of you in the future. Zhang Mu looked at the flame bull and smiled foolishly. Li Xiaoli looked at him, Brother Mu, yours is a bull and mine is a horse. When we combine our brothers and sisters in the future, we will be, bull and horse combination. Chapter 20 The Master and his disciples strengthen their plans. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Puff. Su Xian almost couldn't hold back a mouthful of water. Cow-horse combination. His disciple is really a little genius in naming. Okay, put away your spirit pets. The gift that the teacher will give you next is the most important thing. Su Xian stood up and took the elevator with the two disciples to the 9th floor of the Mage Guild. Zhang Mu and Li Xiaoli were both looking forward to it, even activating the spirit pets was just an appetizer. What kind of gift did the teacher prepare? In the expectant eyes of the two, Su Xian pushed open a door. There was a sound of rushing water in the house. Before Zhang Mu understood what it meant, Li Xiaoli exclaimed, Teacher, are you going to take us to bathe in the spiritual spring? Su Xian nodded. He walked into the house, took out 2 cups, and took out a colorless and transparent potion, poured 60% into the left cup and 40% into the right cup. Drink it. The two disciples drank it in one gulp without any hesitation. This is a marrow cleansing potion, which can wash away the impurities in your body, improve the purity of your roots and bones, and speed up your cultivation. Su Xian pointed to 2 spiritual springs. You go soak in the spiritual springs first, and the medicine will take effect soon. Just as the two disciples were about to say something, they suddenly felt itchy all over and immediately rushed to the spiritual spring. Su Xian followed to the spiritual spring where Zhang Mu was soaking. Zhang Mu took off all his clothes and plunged into the spiritual spring with a plop. The moment he entered, the whole spring water was like boiling, making a gurgling sound. After a while, the color of the spiritual spring gradually became turbid, and the harmful impurities in Zhang Mu's body were constantly being eliminated. Zhang Mu frowned and clenched his teeth. Obviously, the process of removing impurities is not easy. Li Xiaoli is fine. After all, she is young and the family attaches great importance to her training. The effect of marrow cleansing and bone cutting is definitely not as good as Zhang Mu, and the pain is relatively small, but for Zhang Mu, this is a big transformation. Zhang Mu himself knew that the marrow cleansing potion was extremely precious and could not be purchased even if he had money. The master had taken great pains to get it for him, even if he had to endure the pain of thousands of ants gnawing at his heart. He had to endure it without making a sound. Time passed by bit by bit. Zhang Mu seemed to have been numb from the pain. Blood was oozing out of his pores, and a layer of blood foam floated on the top of the spiritual spring. Teacher, I'm in so much pain. The water is so hot, your lovely disciple is going to be scalded to death. Li Xiaoli next door had already started shouting. Su Xian ignored him. Although Li Xiaoli had been pampered since childhood, he was not a spoiled person and knew what was important. Time lasted until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The spiritual spring that Zhang Mu was soaking in had completely turned black, but Zhang Mu's skin had become much whiter, from the previous dark skin to a lighter bronze color. The whole person's temperament also changed accordingly. At least he no longer looked like a blockhead, but had a little more spirituality. Su Xian nodded with satisfaction. It is indeed a pure marrow cleansing potion with superb purity. The effect is too strong. After a long time, Zhang Mu opened his eyes, the spiritual spring flowed, the water quality gradually became clear, and the marrow cleansing and bone cutting was completed. Master! Zhang Mu burst into tears. He didn't know how to thank him with words. the master gave him a new life and lit up the road to the future for him. This favor cannot be repaid. Okay, stop being nagging, put on your clothes and come out. Su Xian was still aloof. He had long been accustomed to Zhang Mu's daily self-touching. There was no way. Zhang Mu, who lost his parents, suffered too much and suffered too many setbacks. All the good things of Su Xian would make Zhang Mu feel that it was the best happiness in his life. At this time, Li Xiaoli also came out from the next room wearing clothes. Li Xiaoli was already delicate and cute. After the marrow cleansing and bone cutting, she became a real beauty. There was no flaw to pick out, like a perfect work of art carved by nature. Senior brother Mu, you seem to have become a little more handsome. Li Xiaoli stared at Zhang Mu for a while, then turned to look at Su Xian, but he is still far behind the teacher. If the teacher didn't have a cold face all day, he would definitely be the most handsome in the world. You just talk nonsense. Su Xian scolded. Li Xiaoli was not afraid at all. He made a face and muttered, "Teacher, if I were as wooden as senior brother, wouldn't you be very bored? Think about it, when you are old, if it is senior brother who serves you, he will definitely just stare at you. I am different. I can tell you stories, dance for you, make you happy, play games with you, and make your old age colorful." Su Xian was speechless. He looked at Li Xiaoli, and the eye of the divine mentor opened. Root bone value, 130. Comprehension value, 135. Mind value, 21. The effect of marrow cleansing and bone strengthening is obvious. Li Xiaoli's root bone value has increased by 20 points and her comprehension value has increased by 17 points. It is difficult to improve root bone and comprehension. Moreover, Li Xiaoli is already very talented. Every point of improvement means that her future ceiling is higher. With Li Xiaoli's current talent, she can already be on par with the world's top talents. Su Xian looked at Zhang Mu again. In his heart, he actually looked forward to the extent to which Zhang Mu could transform. Data emerged. Root bone value, 95. Comprehension value, 80. Mindfulness, 140. Zhang Mu's growth is surprising. His root bone value has increased by 45 points, his comprehension value has increased by 40 points, and even his already high mindfulness value has increased by 10 points. Zhang Mu's talent is now higher than that of Xiaoli's Aunt Lin Weiwei. Not bad. Su Xian looked at his two apprentices and was very satisfied. The plan of lying down for retirement has taken another big step forward. Ding, you helped your disciple Zhang Mu complete the marrow cleansing and bone cutting, and Zhang Mu's talent has been greatly improved. Ding, you helped your disciple Li Xiaoli complete the marrow cleansing and bone cutting, and Li Xiaoli's talent has been improved. Congratulations on triggering the 9,999 times critical strike return, and you have obtained the prototype of the chaos body. Prototype of the chaos body. All things in the world belong to chaos. With the prototype of the chaos body, you can practice the skills, secrets, and physical skills of any profession, and the speed of practice will be far beyond that of ordinary people. If you obtain a true chaos body, you will automatically master all the skills, secrets, and physical skills of all professions, and the speed of practice will be 10 times that of the embryonic form. The system prompt sounded. Su Xian felt that all the cells in his body were agitated, his nerves were dancing, and everything around him appeared in front of him at an abnormal speed of time. In a moment, it seemed like a century again. His body recovered as usual, but Su Xian could feel that he had changed. Wherever he stood, it seemed as if he had become the center of a small world. The pure spiritual energy of heaven and earth seemed to have found its home and kept drilling into his body. All-rounder. Done.